Evilverse Unleashed, a company-wide theme overtaking the Coffinverse in 2023.
Welcome to the Coffin Comics 2023 publishing schedule, beginning with Lady Death Cybernetic Desecration. Feast your eyes on King Skull. He has been adopted by the Cyberverse. That's right, everybody. Brian Pulido, publisher, proud publisher of Coffin Comics, and welcome to the Lady Death Cybernetic Desecration Kickstarter preview. Folks, this Kickstarter is going off February 8th, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Go figure out what time that is in your neck of the woods because it's going off. And right here in this preview, over the course of the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you each and every item that is available for you to consider pledging. But before we do, I would love if Jimmy Coffin would go back and just take in this wonderful room that has been transformed into the Cybernetic Desecration set. That's true. Behind each and every one of these question marks, it's going to be something that you may want to enjoy. But before we do, let's set the scene. Our story theme for this year is Evilverse Unleashed. Evilverse Unleashed. So what's that premise? That premise is our characters are going to be encountering evil counterparts to themselves in each and every one of their own stories. In this case, Lady Death Cybernetic Desecration, the story takes place 13 years in the future of an alternative Earth where Empress Death has now become so close to Megadeath. There's only 999 living souls left on Earth. Jimmy Coffin, get a close look at this phenomenal character. There are 990 souls left on Earth, and she is out to kill the last. And that is when our character, Lady Death, comes to this planet. And friends become allies, allies become enemies. Everything's up for grabs in this cybernetic alternative future that our Lady Death finds herself in, naked, alone, and without weapons, until, of course, she finds her cybernetic suit and things go off. So there's more to it, but that's the vibe. So, in fact, let me show you some pages to the story. Here is Lady Death appearing in that future. And the first characters that she encounters are Commander Xander, Kid Devil, and Rada Beauregard. And these are characters longtime readers will be familiar with. Maybe not Zeke Xander. Zeke is new. You're going to have to read about him. They're on a mission to destroy a monster factory. That's right. Empress Death uses monsters to go out and kill all life forms. Well, then we find our Lady Death comes to their rescue early on. Murders a terrible, treacherous traitor, Cascade of the Trust, and connects with Cascade's armor, and it melds to her. She becomes Cyber Death. But even so, is that enough to stop this onslaught of monsters that you are going to meet? I'm going to give you a pro tip. There's a character. His name is 5150. You'll learn more about him as the campaign goes on. 5150. He cuckoo. You'll like him. All right, folks, that's the scene. That's the setting. This particular Lady Death storyline will be 2 chapters. This chapter, Cybernetic Desecration, and August's chapter, Imperial Requiem. 96 pages of utter madness by the team. Brian Pulido, co-writer Mike McLean, illustrator Diego Bernard, colorist Cece De La Cruz, and veteran letterer Marshall Dillon. And we are 24 pages into chapter 18. The pages are bananas. Jacob Bernard is outdoing himself, if that's even possible. So yeah, we are way on track and on schedule. So without further ado, shall we show you the items available on this campaign? We shall. First up, here is your main premiere edition. If we unlock the right amount of free bonus items, this top is going to be silver foil. This story is 48 pages of square bound by the aforementioned team. You'll notice Cyber Lady Death in the front of Empress Death and some characters that maybe were former allies that are now enemies. Next up, Empress Death Edition. Had to give her own edition. Now, you may notice through the years that Lady Death had all these little black balls of energy. Well, now they have coalesced into two very specific balls of energy. God knows what kind of power comes out of those things. Other cool details to take a look at is the black pupils in the eyes, the charred fingers. This woman is cruelty beyond cruelty. She actually makes our Lady Death seem kind of nice, frankly. When these two get together, how can our Lady Death overcome? I don't know. You're going to have to read. A fun thing to point out, and I could point out on this bigger poster, is through Diego Bernard's design, you'll notice that her kneecaps, the skull's mouth open and close. There's the closed skull. There's the open skull. Great design work by Diego. He gets all the credit. Super cool. A lot of fun. I've been living inside the story for well over a year plus, and I'm so happy for you guys to see it. Next up, the homage edition. We're homaging here X-Men 141, which is the classic Days of Future Past storyline, which was written by Chris Claremont and illustrated by John Byrne and Terry Austin. And it does relate. This was in part a small inspiration for our story, along with Star Trek Mirrorverse stories and the like. Next up, returning champion Paolo Pantalena provides the hardcover cover. This edition will be limited to 666 copies as they have before. Our great history of hardcovers continues. And next up, color by Chuck Michael Obach. And holy mackerel, will you look at what Mike DeBalfa went and did with his Cyber Lady Death edition with color by Hedwin Zalvadar. If I remember correctly, this is the jeweled edition, and this will be jeweled by Shannon G, aka Princess Jewel. Next up, Eric Basaluda provides our naughty edition. Colored by the one and only, if I can see it correctly, Ula Moss. Next up, Dawn McTagg lends her considerable talents to the heavy metal edition, giving us a cyber vision of Lady Death, and she appears to be knocking the head off of a Terminator-like robot. Of course, Dawn is providing pencils, inks, and colors on the edition, and it's tremendous. It can be yours February 8th. Sun K provides the cover for the Mega Foil edition. Now, this is a mock-up, so you can't actually see how we're going to treat the Mega Foil. However, if you take a look at all these cool digital switchboards in the back, those are all going to be silver foil. Next, rounding out our main editions is this evocative image by Mike Crone. Colored by Chuck Michael Obach. Oh, yeah. So that's what we would call the bedrock and the foundation of our campaign. But that's not all. That's not nearly all. Our campaign also has upper tier, including our high roller tier. And if you were to back our high roller tier, this particular edition, called the Cyber Death Edition by Monty Moore, would be yours as well. The high roller tier will also come with a mystery envelope. We're going to talk about the mystery envelopes soon. But the high roller tier comes with a Chase Edition. And this go around, the Chase Edition is by Ryan Kincaid. These are 6 color variants, roughly limited to 50 copies apiece. And they are rounded out by a single Omega edition, meaning an edition limited to 1 with the Omega symbol. And there'll only be 1 set of those. and feast your eyes on the great job that Ryan has did. Is it me, or has Ryan really been knocking them out of the park for the last couple of years? Holy mackerel, folks. I saw this image and said, that's got to be a chase. I got to see this color cover in green and gold and violet and silver. I had to see it all. So yeah. So that'd be part of the high roller tier. But I think word on the street is some people like the Mega Baller tier too. So let me show you some of the Mega Baller books. Oh no, that's not a Mega Baller book. Let me go over here. That's not a Mega Baller book either. But this is, that's right. Here we go. Your Mega Baller, Pascal Culano, provides the cover. Phenomenal. This is the metallic jewel edition. And then the Naughty by Dawn McTague as part of the Mega Baller tier, the Naughty Cyber Warrior edition. That'll be limited in nature. And let me be upfront with you, for all of 2023, Coffin Comics Kickstarters are going to be printed to order. We will allow a small amount for loss and damage, and we do print extra on the Premier Edition, but our editions are actually going to be offered and printed to order this time around. Next up, we have the Naughty version of the Mike DiBalfo, and we are calling that one the Naughty Ride Edition. Rounding out the Mega Baller is the Naughty Siren Edition. Holy mackerel, folks, that's a fun one. So that would be part of that. Now, also, if you were to back the Mega Baller Edition, you get one additional mystery envelope. And yes, you get this edition, which is also offered as its own. This is the Detonator set by Dan Mendoza. It's a standalone tier, but it's a tier that's also included in the Mega Baller. Yeah! If I'm wrong, don't hold me to it. Hey, look, every once in a while we like to collect our editions, and this campaign is no different. Feast your eyes on Lady Death Rules Chapter 4. Continuing our series of trades and hardcovers, this collects chapters 11 through 14. This is a big one, folks. Look at the thickness of this particular trade. Over 200 plus pages or more on this one. So what do you guys think of everything so far? Let me know. Let me know inside the comments. What do we got over here? Before we get into this, which is our Legend and our Ultimate set, I'm happy to show you. I want to talk a little bit about prints. So Jimmy Coffin, if you want to step over here. Coffin Comics is known for prints. We've gone back to the format of print sets. We gave it a little more thought this time around. So see how you feel about our print sets. Here we have the commemorative editions, which we do every campaign. They are formatted as commemoratives, and they will be individually numbered. This is your Naughty edition by Ebas, and this is your commemorative for the entire campaign by Diego Bernard. Feast your eyes on print set number 1. Oh my Lord, with this gorgeous image by Richard Ortiz, Pascal Culano, Dawn McTague. This is the Naughty set, Mike DiBalfo, and Sun K. So this set is themed Naughty. If you like Naughty, this would be your set. And then you're about to feast your eyes on our Nice set by Paolo Pantalena, Mike Crone, Dawn McTague, Mike DiBalfo, and Sun K. That's for Nice fans. And then finally, rounding out the print camp element of our campaign, here is the Ultimate Jenny Frisson print, 11 by 17. It's available on its own or in the Ultimate print set, and the Tony Daniel Legend set. So these will be individually offered as commemoratives, print set Naughty, print set Nice, the individual Legends, and as the Ultimate print set as well. That Ultimate print set, all 14 to 15 prints for $199. Now, I did mention to you, oh wait, before I get ahead of myself, that's not the only way we offer prints. May I show you, Jimmy Coffin, you can stay right there, and I would love to show you the official fine art print for our campaign and the official poster. Our official fine art print is called Hell's Gate by Tony Daniel. And this image is available. It's archivally printed on archival paper and archival inks, limited to 99 copies, serial hand numbered. Then the official poster of the campaign is by Sun K, and this is the Cyber Siren. Cyber Siren, this is 24 by 36. We're showing it to you framed so you can see how beautiful it displays. So definitely consider that. Our prints will be print to order, and our poster will be print to order on this one. So hang right there for one moment, Jimmy Coffin. And next, I'm going to show you boys and ghouls out there the Ultimate and Legend set. Here is the Legend set, limited to 90 strictly. And this is by Tony Daniel. Tony Daniel was known in the 90s for doing an independent comic called The 10th. In the 00s, he's done quite a lot of work for DC and Batman. I just love his style. He was great to work with, complete professional. And currently he is doing a image-based comic, creator-owned, or called Nocterra, with Scott Snyder. And I really enjoy that comic. It's definitely a post-apocalyptic type story. Next up, Jenny Frison. So Jenny Frison is also a very popular DC, known for as a DC cover artist. And her editions are Trade Dress, Noir, and Ultimate Edition. I think we're missing the Virgin Art one, but it exists. So that's the Legend tier. The Legend tier is everything in the Mega Baller plus the aforementioned editions. And crazy enough, we even have another tier for you to consider, and that's called the Mega VIP. So that's everything that's in the Legend edition plus the following editions. First up, the Tony Daniel handcrafted edition. This handcrafted edition is limited to 15 copies grand total. Here are samples of what the individual hand-colored editions look like. The individual hand-colored editions will be colored by Sean Forney. Sean Forney. For now, Jason Jensen has retired. So Sean Forney will be doing the 15. Sean is a veteran, known for his extensive work for Counterpoint Comics and also for Coffin Comics. So yeah, these handcrafteds are bananas and they're limited. Also part of the Mega VIP is the official Metal Legend edition, limited to 15. And an edition to be announced that will remain nameless until the campaign goes live. Let's see, what do we have down here? I'm not even sure. Oh, I don't think we're going to get into that just yet. But that does speak to the concept of when our campaign goes live, and historically, man, we unlock a whole bunch of free bonus items. And what I did differently this time around is I'm being upfront with you. We're doing less physical free bonus items, but the items will actually have higher value, particularly as we round 300 or 400,000, or if we're lucky enough to ever hit 500,000 again. But very early on in the campaign, we would unlock 2 completely new comic books, and I would love to show you exactly what they are. So, if very early in the campaign, under 200,000, we are going to unlock the following books. Number 1, this is Lady Death Cyber Art. This is a full color 32-page comic that includes all the major cover art and other art from Cybernetic Desecration. And then here we are, folks. Lady Death Masters Dan Mendoza. This will be 32 pages of imagery created by Dan Mendoza. We are naming Dan Mendoza a Lady Death Masters, and this book will be filled with all his great work. Now, these books literally, if you back any physical pledge, will be literally free to you very early on in the campaign. So we hope you enjoy those. So if you look at it this way, for the $29 entry fee, you'd get a premiere edition, for example. You'd get 2 more comic books, anything else we unlock, and free US shipping. It's not bad. All right. Who likes mystery envelopes? I don't know if anyone out there likes mystery envelopes. I like putting them together. So please feast your eyes on this table, this gorgeous coffin-shaped table, and I am going to show you now the mystery envelopes associated with this campaign. Couple things you need to know. Here are the rules. This campaign, there will be 1,350 envelopes total. We're not tipping in any extra. There's no surprises down the line. That's it. 1,350 envelopes, and they contain the following. First up, a few Omega editions. Those are editions limited to one that have this designation. Any edition we produce has one Omega. That's it. Next, a couple of BP editions. BP editions are personal artist copies done with my own initials on them. A couple of artist proof editions that can be randomly from any campaign in the past. Gosh, we sometimes can go back 15 years. Who knows? Publisher file copies. Same premise there. These are items that we have in our infamous vault that Julian the Hooligan curates along with myself and pulls out from the past and tips into the envelope. And for sure, they always have a value beyond the cost of the mystery envelope. Next up, let's get real, people. All right, limited to 25, Dawn McTague medal. Dawn McTague, what am I calling this one again? Shadowcaster Metal Edition, limited to 40. It's your Dawn McTague. Next up, Holy Mackerel Colette Turner Pearl Edition. Pearl linen, limited to 50. So pretty. Watercolor, gorgeous. Colette Turner, always love to have her work at Coffin Comics. And look at this crazy holofoil. This is Pulp Friction Holofoil Edition, limited to 50 by Chad Hardin. Limited to 50. Think about it. Wrap your head around that. 50. Of course, this is an homage to a favorite of everybody, Pulp Fiction. Next up, Empress Death Design Edition, limited to 50. So we actually did behind the scenes do design work to achieve the look of Empress Death, and we went back and forth in various iterations, the rougher versions, and then the finalized version of her costume and how her costume would work. Diego Bernard is a very, very talented man and took just some specific direction and just made this incredible piece. Limited to 50. Next up, Cyber Death Design Edition, also limited to 50. This shows you the design. Notice that this particular cyber sword floats above Lady Death's wrist, and the name of this sword is Throat Cutter. Throat Cutter. So that's the latest sword in the pantheon of Lady Death's swords. Throat Cutter. I love it. A lot of fun. Yeah, I'm working on Lady Death Chapter 18 now, and we're going to have a couple more design editions, including the aforementioned 5150. Keep an eye on 5150. Jimmy Coffin, I think they're going to like 5150. What do you think?
Oh, hell yeah.
5150. Next up, returning champion Monty Moore. His Death Defier edition, limited to 50 copies. Full color. Holy mackerel, here we go again with that wonderful David Harrigan. This is Deatharella in Space edition, limited to 50. And then the companion piece is Deatharella on Mars edition. I think we can tell this is probably an homage of Tarna from Heavy Metal, and this is an homage of Barbarella. Next up, holy mackerel, David Harrigan, what are you doing now? Here we go. This is the New Wave edition, limited to 50. Very colorful, and it's matched up with the naughty version. Harrigan being so creative, changing all the colors around. I love the logo that he made. Looks like a great old 80s arcade game. These are each limited to 50 apiece. It's crazy when these things are just limited to 50. Next up, rounding out, this is literally the arcade edition. Lady Death in this kind of cool, crazy, silvery sequence along with the cool arcade cover. Let's jump over to the other side because our mystery envelope exploration continues. Next up, oh, that returning champion, Richard Ortiz. Here we have the Ortiz Whiplash Commission Edition and the Hypnotizer Commission Edition. Who doesn't love Richard Ortiz's work? We love his work. This is limited to 50 copies apiece, continuing a tradition of these wonderful
Amazing commissions that Ortiz does. And look, here comes Monty Moore again. Coffin Dweller, limited to 50 copies. Oh, Monty Moore again. Here we go. Midnight Caller Edition by Monty Moore. Monty Moore, Monty Moore. You guys want more? You're getting it. Holy mackerel, wait a minute. So here is Colette Turner Vortex Edition. So we had the Pearl, limited to 50, and then we have the Vortex, which is card stock, the finest card stock known to man. Can you believe what Matt Meerhoff pulled off here? Matt Meerhoff, phenomenal talent, has contributed some of the most thought-provoking and exciting covers in recent years. And these are the drip, drip, drip editions by Matt. Another returning champion, a favorite of ours around here, is Anthony Spay. Anthony Spay has been knocking it out of the park with his amazing covers for the comics market and beyond. And here we have the beautiful and amazing Revealed Edition. Nice and naughty. Thank you, Anthony Spay. Your work is awesome. It is always fun to receive an email with your cover work in it. Next up, Jose Varese. Amazing Jose Varese. Rockstar Edition nice. Rockstar Edition naughty. Coffin-shaped breast covers. Amazing work here. And this one is just Jose Varese doing what he does best. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Sometimes I think I'm a little crazy including these in a mystery envelope and making them limited to 50, like in a world where something is called limited when it's 1,000, but that's the kind of publisher I am. So next up, Joe Prado. Joe Prado doing the Warmonger edition. Really feast your eyes. This is a sleeper here. Joe Prado is a very prominent inker in the world of DC Comics and beyond. He is also a major talent agent to some of the top creators at both Marvel, DC, and beyond. We are very happy and proud to have his contribution. And he has done a Hell Witch piece for later in the year that will knock you on your hiney. Rounding out, look at that Monty Moore again, Bloodbath Edition. You know, some people out there ask for some more bloody covers, so this is a way of satisfying them. Here is Lady Death literally taking a bath in blood, as she's known to do from time to time. So there you have it. Now, rounding him out. Oh, no. How did this happen? David Harrigan, Corn Dog Edition, limited to 50. People keep poking fun at me for never eating a corn dog. It'll never end, but I'll never have a corn dog unless one day a Coffin Comics Kickstarter of ours passes $666,000 in funding. I'll consider eating a corn dog. It's not a done deal, but I'd think about it. Okay, what do we have to round out the set? Oh, my Lord. Here it is. This is Cybernetic Desecration Chillin' Edition. Years ago, we released the naughty version through the comics market, and this is the nice edition. But here's the crazy part, people. Limited to 50 copies. Sun K cover, limited to 50 these days. You don't see that too much. All right, and then here's one I think is very special and near and dear to my heart. This is called To Brian Edition. This is an image created by Lorenzo Sperlongia, and he did this as a gift. So you'll see it even says to myself, and I got Lorenzo's permission to reproduce the image. And expect more Lorenzo from Coffin Comics this year, including at Phoenix Fan Fusion and at Comic-Con International. So let's now talk about one of the items that are near and dear to my heart, and that's card sets, metallic card sets. I love cards. I make no apologies for it. In the 90s, I did 11 trading card sets, personally art directing them, hiring the artists, things like the Evil Ernie Chromium trading card set. Dude and dudettes out there, I hired every artist for those things. I made sure they got in on time, the whole thing. I could even imagine right now where I was as I'm pulling all that great stuff in from great artists like, remember Dark One, like amazing stuff. So that tradition continues. And we're doing trading cards a little differently this time around. We are actually having 2 sets and an ultimate set. Let me explain. Feast your eyes on trading card set 1, which is nice. 5 gorgeous images by Sun K, Paolo Pantalena, Don McTague, Mike DiBalfo, and Mike Crone. Set number 2, Naughty. Art by Eric Basaluda, Pascal Culano, Dawn, Mike, and Mike. And then, if you so choose, go for the ultimate set. It includes set 1, set 2, and the following images exclusive to the set. Empress Death, the Ryan Kincaid image, the Monty Moore, the ultimate, and the legend set. So that is your card presentation for this year. You might ask yourself, well, why are you doing it this way, Brian? Well, I got to tell you, historically, we've only chosen 5 metallic cards for a set. We have all this beautiful art, and so many people, no joke, just get in touch with us and say, why aren't there more? This is the answer. Now there's more. Finally, there's more. We listen. So look, you may want to rock a Lady Death patch set, because next year we have Sworn Fest in 2024, and I cordially invite each and every one of you, save your shekels and come out here to Mesa, Arizona and be part of Sworn Fest. It's an amazing community-wide event. We would love to host you. We'd like to chill and hang with you. So to prep, maybe consider this, the Lady Death patch set. So the Lady Death patch set consists of 9 patches. Here in the center, you're seeing your back patches. Top says Death Crew, beautiful backpack image, back patch image by Ryan Brown. And at the bottom, it would say, Long Live Lady Death. And then for the front, you'd have some of your name patches, like this one that says Sworn and Undead. And then we have the additional coffin-shaped patches that could go here by Mike Crone and Richard Ortiz. And we have a cool square patch by Monty Moore and Diego Bernard. So this thing, all you need to do is get your vest. You can even get a regular denim vest, cut the arms off if you want. Have someone help you out, or you do it, sew it, then come to Sworn Fest and just rep. Come to the cons that we're going to be at. Rep. Yeah. So look, I'm asking, what's the vibe out there? Give me some questions, comments, concerns. How you feeling about it? Because this is the presentation. Again, Cybernetic Desecration, part of Evilverse Unleashed, our company-wide event, which will continue in May with La Muerte Devious. And we'll continue in August with Lady Death Imperial Requiem. We'll continue in October with Hell Witch Bitchcraft.
So, Brian, you had a lot of comments going on while you were talking.
Okay.
We were showing those, but Haley here says feeling super excited about this this one.
And speaking of which, we also have a Sworn Club Year 3 t-shirt. It's phenomenal. Art by Mike Crone. People have requested a better, larger image of it, and we will get that to you in the next day or so for sure, so you could see it. It's definitely inspired by old occultish Black Sabbath concert t-shirts.
Hellspawn saying, I think I'm going to need more money for this one. This is insane.
This might be a dig deep one. I don't really know. Help Coffin Comics push us over the top.
Yeah, there's so many great comments. People are loving the Mr. Envelopes. They're loving everything. We're showing all this. The Mike DiBalfo, loving those colors. Saying that would be a great black light poster.
Absolutely. Yeah, the colors by Headwind on that one is just outrageous.
Carmen's saying this is a great way to show off all the books. They love this new setup.
Big up and respect to Jimmy Coffin for this setup. This is cool. One of the things we love to do at HQ, since we have this space, is kind of reimagine and rethink it and stage things differently as often as we can.
Timeless is saying, I'm definitely saving up for this one. And Tim's saying this is going to be my deep money Kickstarter.
Here's the great news about Kickstarter. The Kickstarter goes off on February 8th at 7 p.m. So you could back to your heart's delight within your budget, but the bill does not come paid until we complete our campaign, which is 30 days following. Right at the end of the campaign, they charge the card. So you could indulge yourself right then and there before things start selling out.
Jacqueline saying the art on this one is effing on point for sure.
Thank you.
And yeah, so many great comments here. Can't keep them all. But yep.
Folks, thank you so much, and thanks for your comments. I look forward to Jimmy Coffin's raising his finger.
Carter, let's talk about King Skull here.
Let's talk about King Skull here. So, you know, we all know what King Skull looks like normally, but Moonshine, we tasked Moonshine Mel with adapting him to the year's theme. The year's theme is Evilverse, and the latest story is a major storyline. So she actually upgraded the king into a cyber controlled skull. That's not outside of the realm of what Empress Death would do. She will take like human beings and cyber them up and send them out as her lackey. So yeah, please feast your eyes on King Skull, the great work of Moonshine Mel, Coffin Comics' own Moonshine Mel. Folks, I cannot thank you enough for the time to present our wares to you. Coffin Comics lives and exists and thrives because of you, no joke. Everybody's jumping on some sort of bandwagon, this, that, and the other, but Coffin Comics is leading the way because of you. You inspire us to create this stuff. On behalf of the entire creative team, Coffin Comics staff, and beyond, we really appreciate the opportunity to entertain you in the world of comics and collectibles. So, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines because Cybernetic Desecration is coming at you. Wednesday, February 8th, 7 p.m. Be there for our pre-show. And if you haven't, sign up for an account on Kickstarter now. Also, please sign up to our social. Go to coffincomics.com, sign up to our newsletter. There, you'll get some links to a landing page, pre-launch page for our Kickstarter. Get on that as well, because this one is going to be a fun ride. Many more surprises to come. You've been great. I've been Brian Pulido. Let's desecrate this whole world together.
Evilverse Unleashed, a company-wide theme overtaking the Covenverse.